You know, I sat here trying to think about how I was going to introduce myself and introduce this video, but at the end of the day, I think that what is more important is that I just start, even if I don't really have an idea of how I wanted to start this. But I think, yeah, I think that this is the way that it's gonna go. So my name is Kenny. I am a co-owner of Charbazaar'd, the brand that you're watching the video on now. Not really a brand, but um, I guess we're a brand. I think that's at least what I hope we can become someday, is an established brand, a brand that is recognized and a brand that is trusted in the community. Um, so what is this video about? I think I wanted to make this video because it's hard to decide when to start, right? So for me and my partner who started Charbazaar'd together, we work a full-time job and we just got off of work and we're tired. Uh, it's hot, like it's summertime now, and I think that there's a lot of reasons to make excuses on why we would want to have like a perfect setup and the perfect video and the perfect idea and the perfect way to present that idea before we decided to make a video to start, I guess, this whole content creation side of things. So I guess the main part of what we wanted to do was just start, or at least for me, I just wanted to start, regardless of how I felt we were, if we were ready or not to start making videos, and if we had all the right ideas in place before we began. And I kind of made a couple little notes on a notepad on my computer here where I'm recording my audio off of, and um, I think that doing something like this holds us accountable to at least make what we want a reality by just doing what is kind of what I would consider uncomfortable, because a lot of this, well, all of this is unscripted. This is just kind of coming from my heart and my mind and how I feel about where we are at. And we just got off a whole day's worth of work where we're tired, I'm hungry. My partner is actually making dinner in the kitchen right next to me. And so, like, I just thought, like, hey, like, there's a lot of things happening right now and a lot of things that we're doing that are starting to push our business that we created in the right direction. And I figured, I think it's a good time to make some content around why it's so hard when you're kind of in the middle of figuring this out. Like, I think a lot of the times you don't really get to see this from a YouTuber's perspective of getting started with their whole journey of creating a business. And I think a lot of this I'm not going to be able to show you guys anyway, because like we've already done some of these things. Like, we've already started our LLC, we've already opened up a business bank account, we started some designing for our brand logo, which we sent over to someone on Fiverr to basically fully flesh out for us, and that just got done today. So that's part of the reason why I felt like it was a good time to make this video, because there's a lot of like things that are moving in the right direction, a lot of things that are working well for us, or well enough where I can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can see all of this coming together and turning into the reality that my partner and I are envisioning in our mind of what we want. And it's not something like, so we have a full-time job, and I don't think at any point in this near future we're thinking about leaving that full-time job. This is something that we wanted to do part-time, and I've tried and failed at making YouTube channels and YouTube videos in the past, but I feel like this is a little bit different because there is more to it than just the content creation side. It's about, creating a brand and a business around something that I really love, which is Pokemon, and more specifically Pokemon cards. I grew up playing the games, but I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh kid growing up, and so I didn't really discover the love of Pokemon cards until the pandemic, like a good amount of people, because we just really couldn't do very much else. And so, I think that I overextended myself during that period of time. I think I'm going to save that story for later, but just to kind of bring it back to what we're talking about, I put on a note on here of actually. I'm going to kind of skip forward ahead a little bit. So basically what our intentions are is that we want to be able to create social media content around vendor POVs. No surprise, I think that that's kind of like the newest and hottest thing the last half a year or so, and we're kind of jumping on board because I feel like being on camera is something that I've always wanted to do from a personal point of view, where I've always wanted to do YouTube, and I just never found the right way to create content that really spoke to me and that I was really engaged with until I saw vendor POVs, which is a combination of a lot of things that I like, which is entrepreneurship, social media, like branding and making videos and things like that, and Pokemon cards. I mean, it's actually a lot of things that I really enjoy in my life right now, and it's something that I get to share with my partner, and it's something that we can do together to build a business together. So some of what I wanted to talk about was, why did I decide to make a video today? And I only have about 5 more minutes left on my phone to like record this video, so I'm going to quickly go through what it is that made me decide that it was the right time to make a video, even though it's not really, because I didn't have all the things that I wanted to start this video off. But I'm just gonna take this camera and kind of give you a quick run around. And so, we have our first vendor show coming up in a couple of weeks on June 28th at Avery Shoebox out in Lansing, Michigan. So we got our display case in today from Zion, and we ordered this with a riser. It did not come with the riser. Contacted them. Hopefully we'll get that in time for the show. And we also have a second one over here, and this is going to be the vertical option with riser, which is, everything that's supposed to be there is there. This is the horizontal one with riser, and these are relatively expensive commitments when it comes to. Oh, actually, I probably lost the audio since I went so far away, but it's a big investment to buy some of these products and to get before you actually start doing any kind of vending and any kind of actual sales. So my mindset behind it was that if I'm going to commit the capital and commit the money into doing this, I might as well go full all out and just do it, because I don't want to have to go through and buy it again in the future. And because I committed this money, I feel like there's a sense of accountability for me to see it through to some degree. And another thing that we just got in today too was a case of Black Bolt and White Flare Japanese booster box. And so each one of these cases has 12 booster boxes in it. And yeah, I think that this is one of the things that we're going to sell at the show. So those came in, and we actually got, I'm going to grab this box here. I'm going to move it back over this way and just kind of be closer to the mic so I can talk for a little bit. And I only got 2 more minutes to show off some of the things that, we've collected over the years that we feel like we're wanting to sell and trade into other things and to use to grow the business. This is funny enough, the first card is not even Pokemon, it's White Schwartz, but it's a auto card over here from Madoka. But I'm just gonna quickly sift through some of these cards, give you an idea of what we're working with. Only got like 2 more minutes left in this video to really kind of give you an idea of the kind of things that we're gonna have at our vendor table. And yeah, I think most of this is, not gonna really have prices on here, but most of these are cards that we have collected over the last few years, and actually in recent times from different vendor shows that we've gone to that we thought were cool and things that we wanted to have in our collection. But at one point or another, we felt like these were also cards that went up so much in price that it just makes sense to sell some of these and maybe pick up some other cool things and kind of like circulate the cards around and see what else we can get into our collection by selling and trading away some of these cards. And I think that that's kind of the cool part about vending and doing this kind of thing, is like I'm more of a person who wants to have cards that go in and out of my hands, because I want to see what other cards are out there and what other cards that I can enjoy. And yeah, Model art card. Sick. And yeah, I think that that's basically it. I literally have like 40 seconds left on my camera to wrap up this video, but yeah, I think that if you take anything away from this video, just start. Even if you don't know what you're doing, even if you don't know what to say, I think it's better to make a video and just get that experience, just so that you know what it's like to be on camera. You know what it's like to start and to try to push towards the things that you want to do in life. I think I never would have gotten here if I didn't take chances and I didn't take risks and I didn't believe in myself. But it's not easy, but I think anyone can do it. And if someone like me who just got off of a day of work can still come on here and make a, video without knowing what's really going on, anyone can do it. So, bye.